Hey, what's up? How's it going? Got some folks showing up here. Not too bad. How's it going, Chris? What's up, Dylan? Dylan, City of the Dead. Hey, Corn, good to see you again, man. Hope the pool party went well and you had lots of fun. Thank you. Thank you very much. CDRM says, howdy, Corn. What's up, guys? What's up, you fucking reprobates? Who's here to learn how to beat God in a fight in 10 easy steps? I should know. I'm a world-class cage fighter, and I've beaten God in 3 out of 4 matches. So I think I'm pretty qualified. Vegas Struckus wants to learn how to beat God in a fight. Excellent. Great. All right, we'll give folks a little chance to come into the stream and join us. How's the sound today? How's it working? Vegas says dope. Saying you need to move, baby. I'm gonna run you over. Yo, so like fucking literally just like a moment before I set up the stream, I heard like a really loud explosion out in the city, and Satan's hiding under my fucking table here. Satan, can you please move? Go lay down. Go lay down. She's kind of scared. But it was actually pretty crazy. Like there's a lot of times you'll hear explosions in the city, and I try to look stuff up and figure out what the heck's going on, and I can never figure it out. But this one sounded like an actual explosion. Like, you know, I lived next to a bombing range for many, many years, so I know what bombs sound like. I'm pretty familiar with bombs and artillery and, like, you know, different type of stuff. It didn't sound like a bomb. It sounded like some type of, you know, building with some type of like flammable, like compressed gas or something. And it sounded big, dude. I didn't see like a cloud when I jumped out onto the windowsill. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was crazy. John says I can hear you all the way from Ireland. Hell yeah. And for all of you who are regulars here and who or you're here to actually like legitimately hang out, I have in the last few episodes been spending a lot of time talking to the dumb shit newbies that come in here saying the same fucking things over and over again, thinking that they're original. I'm going to spend less time doing that. So for the folks that are in chat posting comments that are really dumb, if I don't respond to you, either I didn't see you, if you posted like a legit comment in earnest and I just didn't see you, or I'm straight up ignoring you. I'm going to let it rock unless you're just like spamming or whatever. But yeah, I'm just going to ignore stuff because I'm sick of answering the same like 5 fucking questions and you know, responding to folks that aren't actually here to like engage, and they're just like saying stuff because it's very tiresome. Yeah, so obviously we've all wanted to fight God at some point in our life, right? And some of us are very serious about it. Some of us have gone to the intergalactic dojo where you learn the martial arts that are preferred by God and the angels and you know, the martial art of spur sprat I don't know fuck Iwata Iwata martial art is the martial art that God himself created. um, but the thing about that is there's another martial art called um, fucking Gurin. Gurin is the other martial art. That's what this hat is, actually. I was at the Gurin dojo. And I learned because, you know, there's the biggest weaknesses. And God's very susceptible to specific type of holds and locks. Hey, what's up, Dave? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm literally just like fucking. I'm just posting shit. I lost a lot of fucking. I feel like 20 of the people that were in chat were like Jesus people, and then I just scared them away. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm just making shit up. I'm making up stupid fucking titles and seeing what works and what draws people in. I don't know. Richard says, "Did you hear about the man who stole a calendar? He got 12 months." That's a good one. That's a good one. Satan, shut up. Hey. Satan's all edgy because of that. Whatever exploded. Yeah, something. Satan, shut the fuck up. Stop it. Go lay down. You, go lay down. Whatever exploded. It was a big explosion, man. I don't know. I'm going to look up. I'm going to see if I can find anything online about it. Because, like, it rocked me from where, I mean, I don't know where it was. Yeah, maybe God heard about my live stream and he was like, fuck you, Cornelius. And then he let out a fart right on LA. He would do that. Check pulse point. I don't know what that is. That's a good idea, though. Maybe that's, yeah, something I haven't heard of that I should check out. Let's see. Let's look it up. Let's see if this random user on my chat has something to say here. Pulse point. Let's look it up. Okay, it's a 911 connected app that can inform you of emergencies occurring in your area. That's a good resource. Thank you. Conquest says your name is Cornelius. Correct. Congratulations on being able to read. It's you know, for some people that's quite a challenge. What's up, Sam? How's it going? Finally, a stream that's not too early for you, but it's still probably. Wait, what time is it over there for you? It's probably still morning for you. So good morning, Sam. Welcome to the Total Chaos Morning Show. Yeah, 5 top tips on how to beat God in a fight. Different types of fights: fist fights, wrestling matches. What do they call that? Like leg wrestling? I don't know. Brittany says the new septum ring looks dope. You got it to fit finally. Yeah, I just stacked a bunch of different rings, and then finally it was big enough to throw in. If a bunch of people bitch about my septum ring in chat today, then I'm gonna make it bigger. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. This is actually a carabiner. It looks cool though, huh? I use it for like jewelry and stuff. I'm not gonna shove anything bigger into my nose hole. Let's see. Create new feed. You have to get started? What? Okay. All right. I don't know. This seems like a little. I just want. Okay. I'm just gonna fucking do a fucking search. Explosion in LA today. See if we got something. Nope. I don't know. Man, Dave is on it. Oh yeah, cheers, Ripper Bates. How's everybody doing today? How you doing? What's going on? And Dave, don't worry about being super on top of the chat. Like, obviously, there's a lot of fucking dipshits in chat. I'm kind of just ignoring it and like letting a few more things kind of slide today. We're just trying to fuck around and find out, I guess. That's why I've been doing these live stream segments in general, and that's why I've been fucking around with the live stream titles, if you haven't noticed. And yeah, like I said earlier before you got in and before a lot of people got in, like I'm just gonna ignore the comments like Rip Van Milton just made that, like, you know, people think is original and funny, but it's just like the same shit that 10 other people already commented. I feel like probably leaving some of them, as long as they're not like, you know, straight up like that one guy that was fucking like that was straight hate comment, straight hate comments. I don't want that to rock, obviously, but if it's just like dum saying dumb shit, then I'm just gonna like let it rock. I'm gonna let it slide, I guess. Vic Lynn says titanium's not magnetic. Yeah, yeah. See, like exactly like that. I'm not gonna say that 20 times this stream. Okay. Wow, that's mean, bro. I'm 5. Get off my stream. Sam says that was a good level to draw a line today, for sure. Yeah, or like what Kin Crimson is saying. Like I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna respond to 12-year-olds on my chat today and 5-year-olds apparently, I guess. But their comments do add to, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe it helps. Maybe it helps me. Can you shout me out? No. Eric says, are you friends with that guy that does interviews in the slabs? He seems like a really stand-up guy. If you're talking about Anus Man, then no. If you're talking about a guy named Carlos, then fuck you and fuck that guy. Bro, I'll have you know that I'm putting you in 24-hour timeout. No, I'll put you in 10-minute timeout, okay? Then you can come and try again in 10 minutes. I know you think you're being funny, but it's annoying. Burnt Dookie is also 12 years old, so I'm going to hide you on my channel. There we go. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, Mama D, how you doing? Nice to see ya. How's the weather out in Slabs? Are you still in Slabs, Mama D? Jim says make it twerk 3 times. Jim, throw some money in my PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. Here, let's help you out. I will attempt to twerk. Swear to God, I will. If you put some money in my fucking PayPal. Let me get. Yeah, I'm open to stuff. I'll do push-ups for you guys. I don't know. Like, I'll do stuff. I'll do stuff for money. I don't know. As long as I don't get kicked off of YouTube. I've done a lot of weird shit on my channel, though. I could probably get away with a lot. Dog Spice, says if you time me out, I'm coming over there. "24 hours. Bye." Enter the Sage says, you drinking kava? Fuck yeah, bud. Cheers. Hell yeah. Let's get to my channel. Oh, Dave is already fucking slinging those links. There's the links. You want to see me twerk? Fucking throw some money in there and leave a note that says that's what you want. No guarantees. Like, if you say, like, you know, something that I can't do, then I'm not going to do it, obviously. Holly says, love your cup. Thank you. Me too. My old coconut shell broke, and I went to go buy some kava at this little kava joint the other day on my way to the sexy pool party, and I asked the guy how much these were, and you know they were $12, and I really only had enough to get the kava. I honestly, you know, I don't regret buying the kava at all, but it is kind of spendy. But he threw it in the bag for me, kind of on the low. You know, he says bagged up my kava, and he was like, "Oh, I put some stickers in there and another little present for you." And I kind of cracked it open on my way out, and I was like, "Oh my god, what a sweetheart!" Where do you drink kava at? Right here, buddy. You have a kava bar? Where at? What city? I did some. I think, yeah, the first time I went into a kava bar was in St. Petersburg, Florida. And if I'm sure, being a kava bar owner, you know that St. Petersburg has a fuck ton of kava bars, like a bunch of them. Hawaii Island, dope. So you're the real deal, man. That's awesome. Eric says, "Don't talk crap about my guy Carlos. He saved me." I don't give a shit. You're probably Carlos. Get the fuck off my channel. Bye. St. Petersburg has the most kava bars, hands down. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, and it was cool because it was kind of earlier in my quitting alcohol journey, and I like doing a month or two without booze was still a really big challenge, and I was on like going on into my second month without drinking booze, and you know, I was in St. Petersburg, happened to be, and it was cool because like I could go and do like bar hopping without going to a bar that serves alcohol at all. I went to fucking, what was it called? It was called Bula. It was just called Bula, and I know that's like a thing that you say when you drink kava. You say like Bula, I guess, or something. Yeah, man. I've never been to Hawaii though. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Holly says, "Screw that dude." Yeah, fuck fake news anus man, and fuck all his friends too. Pahoa, Hawaii, checking in Cabba Bar is dope here. Fuck yeah. I love that. That's great. I didn't know how many people would like come and be interested in kava just because I got some kava and a little fucking shell here. Um, for those of you who are new, I am a recovered alcoholic. I drank a lot of liquor and, you know, for a really long time. And I'm about a year and a half sober now. But you know, I smoke weed. I was doing a lot of kratom over the last year because I've been in a lot of pain with my prosthetic leg. And I quit recently because it was causing some problems. Like, obviously, kratom is not a great, like, it's not a long term solution. It did help me a lot in quitting booze. But yeah, so I've been like mostly sober for the last few weeks, and I finally decided to treat myself and pick up some kava because I really like it, and I happen to be in town, like in the area. This brand, you can buy it online, but the place where they serve it is in Santa Monica. All right, I'm not going to tolerate people fucking talking about being alcoholics and driving. That's really not funny at all to me. So I don't even know how to say your name. Whatever the fuck, Vaticus, you're a piece of shit. And yeah, you're not welcome on my channel. Get the fuck out of here. Enter the Sage says, "Been drinking kava for 23 years, almost every day." Yeah, it's I mean, I haven't been drinking kava for 23 years. I've been drinking it for a few years. I do enjoy it, and it seems to be like pretty gentle, like overall. I don't know. Is there like some some things that I might not know about kava that you know, being, you know, somebody that owns a kava bar? And yeah, let me know. Is there stuff like, I mean, I hear just hearsay that it can be kind of not great for your liver, but like also, what the fuck isn't, you know, what isn't bad for you? I guess. Um, it's a little hard on the liver. Yeah, that's what I hear. But also, I used to drink a fucking half gallon of whiskey and like a case of beer every day. So I think I can handle a little bit of liver taxing. I'm surprised that my liver didn't shut down. Honestly, there was a fair amount of time where like every day I was kind of expecting, something to give, right? Almost all my friends and customers just smoke herb and drink kava for decades. We're all fucking doing great. Many of us have had our livers checked after drinking it 20 years daily, and we're all good. Dope. Sick. Fuck yeah, that's awesome, man. That's sick. That's great news. Hell yeah. Fucking A. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette. That's also not good for you, but that's I don't know. You gotta have something, man. When I'm working toward getting top surgery at some point in the next year, and you can't smoke after top surgery. Um, I don't smoke a whole lot. I smoke on stream a lot because like it's kind of more of a fidget than anything. I smoke a lot when I'm in social settings too, but like when I'm on my own, I don't really think about it a whole lot. It's just it's like a fidget, or a stim, I guess. I'm trying to find healthier ways to do that, and I will eventually quit before I get further along on the top surgery journey. Hmm. Man, it's raining a little bit. Like, huh? Bunch of clouds rolled in. It was, it was pretty overcast out here for a lot of the day. I was glad for it because I ended up. Who was here yesterday or watched on replay? Anybody? Yeah, regulars. Raise your hands if you were here yesterday. Moto Xeratus says lightning and thunder on Central Coast, California this morning. Okay. Maybe that was the loud boom that I heard, just like a big fucking roll of thunder, and it sounded like an explosion or something. Because it didn't sound like a bomb, it didn't sound like fireworks. It was just like, that makes sense actually. It was really loud. Peter was here, Sam was here. It's just me, Vicklin13. Fuck yeah. Yeah. So yesterday I was kind of bitching about my car, and I ended up calling Dave, who's in chat, our wonderful mod, one of our amazing all-star mods. Cricket was here, fuck yeah. And I didn't get time to work on it until a little bit yesterday, and I didn't really get to do much, but so I ordered a radiator to replace my old radiator, and I put it in, and none of the videos I watched really addressed this one part where the connectors to the transmission hoses go into the radiator to cool the transmission, and so I didn't tighten those nuts down. There's some nuts that I was supposed to tighten, and I didn't, and so I pulled the fan back out and got at them, and I tried twisting those nuts, man, and they wouldn't thread, and one of the fucking metal, like the nipple, busted off. I was twisting my nuts and the nipple popped off, man. It was fucked. And I was talking to Dave about it, and just getting that feedback from somebody with more experience than me. Like, I was just like, am I just dumb? Like, what am I missing here? Like, what, and I think it's just a faulty part. So I'm gonna try and get the money back and return it. Yeah, no, not my nuts fell off. My nip twisted right off, dude. I'm telling you, I was twisting those nuts, getting all fucking oily and dirty and greasy, and I was doing it as hard as I could, man. And that's how you beat God in a fist fight. But no, I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, yeah. Dave is definitely a fucking grease monkey, angel of the road. That's for sure. But having that feedback really assured me that, like, no, I'm not stupid, and I, you know, Like, yeah, I could have done the swap a little bit more, with a little bit more finesse than I did. I did like low key brutalize a little bit, but you know, it was fine. But yeah, so I'm really annoyed because I'm gonna have to wait. Now my car's got parts taken out of it, and if I have to move it, I'm gonna have to push it around the block, which sucks. I'm hoping that the radiator comes in sooner than later. It's got like a 2 to 4 day delivery time. Hey, what's up, yard buzzards? How you doing? Nice to see you. Extreme bike builds is extremely triggered in my chat. Chat, feel free to troll extreme bike builds if you feel like it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna ban them because they seem very upset, and I'm not sure. You know, obviously being triggered in a chat, like it's not gonna help anybody. I don't know. This poor fellow is lost, I suppose. Let's see. Peter says the problem with people who have no vices is they're likely to have some very annoying virtues. Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, I guess that's not wrong per se. I don't know. You know, you got to find some joy in this world, and there's worse things and there's better things. I was not happy as an alcoholic for sure. I was very depressed a lot of the time, but it wasn't just the alcohol. It was you know, it was the fact that I have a brain that is wired for certain hormones that my body doesn't produce. So then when I got on HRT, that like cleared it up overnight. I really didn't expect that, but like literally, and you know, I'm not saying that this will happen for anybody. Like, you know, hormones aren't for everybody. We all have different reasons why our brains work the way they do or whatever. Like, you know, some people just need medication, but like literally the next day I woke up and I was like, something does feel different. It's got to be in my head. Like, it can't be because of the testosterone or something. Like, but for the first time in like my entire adult life, I woke up and I didn't want to die. So that's pretty fucking cool. Not, you know, I was still drinking for a long time after that, but that helped me to get to the point where I was able to quit drinking and do a number of other things. Daniel says, hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Whoa, that's some thunder. Yeah, there's big fucking thunder happening. That's crazy. Satan's not going to want to go outside. Maria says, hell yeah, though. Yeah, for real. Like, you know, I'm not being hyperbolic saying that HRT saved my life, man. Like, I don't know how much longer I could have gone like that. Yard Buzzard says, sucks to hear about trans women who fall off a train yesterday passed away at 24. It was a trans woman? Holy shit. Do you know who it was? Was it one of like our adjacent communities, or holy fuck? Yeah, I heard about that. It was on the Overland. And you know, every time I hear about some shit like that happening, I gotta check and see if it's like a friend or a friend of a friend, because you know, Ivy. I feel like I do know an Ivy. Oh fuck. How do I know Ivy? Fuck. 24. That's sounding real fucking familiar too. And if I'm remembering correctly, the Ivy that I'm thinking of was based out of Chicago. Damn, I'm gonna have to look up a picture. That sucks, man. Rest in peace, Ivy. Right easy. Holy shit. That's why um I'm so like into rail riding safety. Like, you know, I ride like a fucking grandpa, dude. I really do. I've had friends ride with me and see me off at the yard and stuff, and like they know like I do not fuck around. I like get on and I sit down and I fucking maintain 3 points of contact at all times. Um, and I've taken newbies on rides before too, and that's the one thing that I always drill through the head because you know how I lost my leg. I think you do, but yeah, that's fucking awful. Damn. Trying to find a picture, but it's super hard. Yeah, I feel like I have met this person, but until I see a picture, like it could be a different Ivy. I don't know. That's so sad. That's gonna Yeah, that's gonna affect a lot of folks in the community for sure. Damn, so sad, so fucked. Um, that's another reason why I really hate the portrayal of like freight train riding. You see all these people doing all this stupid shit like riding suicide and thinking that they're like the coolest kids on earth. They got fucking clean new backpacks and clean clothes. They don't even have like dirt neck. You can tell that it's like one of their first times out. They got fresh gear and they're fucking doing stupid ass shit. And then younger folks see that too and they think that's how you're supposed to ride. And it's not. I get people asking me all the time on my channel, like, how do I ride a freight train? And it's like, don't. Until you know, like, the basics and what to do and understand, like, the basics of railroading in general. Like, if it's not a special interest of yours, if you're not already interested in that, and you don't have friends that have been riding for a while, like, don't just fucking jump on a train. It's fucking awful. Peter CT says, trans people named Ivy, not a large group of vets. Well, I mean, I know a lot of trans people, and there are definitely certain names that that are more common than others. So it's possible that there's a few of them, but I don't know. Sam says the winter sunshine has finally risen and made it to my front porch. Now I can sit in the sun with the door open. It's 9 a.m. Oh man. Well, this is the morning show for you, buddy. Cobra says sick ass piercings, piercing gang. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sam says, I've ridden in the conductor's carriage with my bicycle a few times over. That's train riding enough for me. That's cool, dude. That's awesome. I have not gotten to do that. That's very cool. And I think that the Australian, the units and the trains are a little different. I don't know a whole lot about their design. I'd be interested in learning, though. That's pretty cool. What's up, Richard? How are you doing, man? Josh says, why shouldn't I just jump on a train? Shut up, dude. That's why. Because fuck you. Everything is tiny in Australia. It's not a narrow gauge railroad, is it? Like, I don't know. Yeah, now I want to look it up. I want to look up trains in Australia. Hold on. We're going to go on a little side mission here. Yes, this does have everything to do with the stream title. This whole title is all just, yeah, it's on topic. In order to fight God, we first have to ride an Australian train to where God lives, which Sam knows where the city that God lives in. Sam, where does God live? He lives right next to the rail yard in fuck, I forget what isn't there a city named Victoria in Australia or something like that? God lives in Australia, checks out. Yeah, no one would think to look. Because, the earth is flat, right? So Australians are actually upside down. And that's how they can be upside down on the flat earth, because God lives there. That everybody knows that. Cobra says trans name's Dante. Is that common? I have not met another trans person named Dante yet. Sudden Silence says the Earth is a donut. I thought, shh, that's a little advanced for these goofballs. We don't need to bring in the donut Earth theory today. That's a little advanced. Okay, we don't want to scare the hose. It's a little advanced. All right, I'm gonna look up Australian trains. Oh, and also I'm going to quickly get on my live stream. Oops, that's me. And I'm gonna. Oh, Dave already did post the money links. If you want to, though, feel free to get down with the kickdown. I actually had to spend the last of my money on that new radiator, another new radiator. Fortunately, it was only $55, but that's all I had. So I'm broke. All I have to eat is rice and rice noodles. BMB Chud says, search up subway surfing. No, fuck you. Subway surfing is dumb. Victoria is a state. Okay. Yeah, God lives near the rail yard in Victoria. There's my Cash App. Javen says, fuck. Okay. Very, very good. That must have been a struggle to type, Javen. You did well. Yeah, there's Venmo. There's Cash App. Here's PayPal. Go ahead and click on those links if you want to get down with the kickdown. It does help. It really does. All right, let's see. Australian Railroad. Australian trains. Let's do freight trains. Australian freight trains. Let's look them up. I'm curious now. You know, that'd be cool as fuck to go to Australia just to ride freight trains. That'd be dope, actually. Sam says, "Oh my God, wait! I live next to a rail line in Victoria. Uh-oh, I hope I'm not God." Ooh, plot twist. Plot twist. See, Sam, we're gonna be ops, dude. I'm trying to fight God, and you're like, maybe God, or maybe you're like, maybe you work for God. I don't know. Curious. Okay, these units kind of look like, almost like, yeah, interesting. Who makes these? They almost look like Union Pacific units. I don't want to say that because that'll make me look dumb because they don't. But like, let's see, who makes Australian freight train engines? Mainline, there's blah, blah, blah. Rail manufacturing. Interesting. Okay. Let's load her up. That is not helpful. List of locomotive builders. All right. Nothing that I've ever heard of. Okay, y'all got completely different manufacturers out there. That's cool. The last thing Eli said before I fucking banned them was "Don't deport me." I was just gonna time you out for 24 hours, but now I'm gonna just like, let's see. Maybe I'll actually just ban you. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna ban you. Fuck you. Sam says, "Open top ore cards go past my home. I have no idea what's in them." Interesting. Let's take a look. Types of ore freight in Victoria. Man, this search is really not yielding much results. Let's try a different search engine. Let's see. It looks like zinc and ore and lead and iron. Huh. Okay. And most of it outside of the country is going to China. Hefty margin. Okay, interesting. And steel. But now China's getting steel from somewhere else, so I don't know. Okay, interesting. We're learning. We're learning here. Sam says, yep, we have gold mines and underground something in the area. The big mining is all up north in Queensland. That's what it looks like, yeah. Queensland and over in Western Australia, big, huge machinery. That's very interesting, actually. I'm gonna watch some videos and shit and learn a little bit more about that because that sounds cool. I do know of I don't personally know anybody that's done any riding in Australia. I know of at least one person that I've like met, and I know that like there's people in the rail riding community that have at least like thought about it and looked into logistics. Sam says, "Yeah, China is a whole thing." Yeah, I bet. Shlomzion Bat Yosef says, "Yo, Corn, never stop being so cool." Thank you. You too. Got a lot of cool folks in chat. I really appreciate y'all. And I'm kind of learning a little bit through doing these segments about like how to do this type of streaming. I've said before I'm not really a big fan. I'm gonna be honest. Like other than the regulars and like hanging out with y'all, it really does actually feel like work, and it's because of the shitlords that come in through that have never seen my channel before, and they all say the same shit. Like it does feel like working, and that's kind of why I've been less shy about being like, yo, fucking tip, send a tip. If you're having fun, if you're enjoying the interaction, like it's not my favorite type of content to be making, but it is making ends meet right now. And Mauro Hernandez just got banned. There we go. Get out of here. Serenity now says, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what you're thanking me for, but I'm glad to help." Serenity now says, "Hannah, how are you today, Cornelius?" I'm pretty good. Tuesdays I have therapy, and we were taking a break from the therapy sessions for like a month, and just started back up. So I'm feeling pretty like grounded and whatever. I don't feel like I need to like vent about shit or anything. I was pretty fucking frustrated earlier about the car, and feeling a lot of feelings about just like the fact that I am in a lot of pain with my prosthetic leg, and then just like having my car out of commission at the same time, and going to that party over the weekend was really really fun and really cool, but it also was like a lot for me, like being autistic and recovered from alcohol. I'm still kind of learning how to conduct myself in like social settings. It's been like a year and a half now, but I'm just getting to that level where I'm like kind of figuring out who the fuck I am again. And yeah, so it really took a lot out of me. And yeah, everything will work out right. Yeah, it'll work out, but it's just frustrating because I was supposed to be heading to Slabs like tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that at this point. Schlomson says, "Oh, I recognize that flag in the background. What do you think that is? Didn't know you were on the big vehicle too. So happy for you. Thank you. Yeah, I got my car back to the city, and now I'm just like working on it, trying to get things back in order so I can be a driver again." Janet says, "One by one edibles will help that pain." Yeah, I know. I know about CBD and stuff. I'm in California. We got lots of product here. Serenity now says, "Maybe that was supposed to happen to be what happened though, so that something else happens instead." Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I guess it is what you make it, and I'm not gonna just like, I'm not gonna sit here and be upset about it. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is. B says, "Hi, Cornelius. Looking good as always. I don't know if this is okay to ask. I was wondering if you knew anything about Zane Green, if you know him." Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Zane Green. I know that he's a person, but I don't like know him. Schlomson, am I saying your name right? I feel like I'm not. I know in parentheses it says Carrie, but you say that's the Buddhist flag. Love it. Hell yeah, sick. Glad you recognize it. Some people don't. I'm not Buddhist per se. I do take a lot of inspiration from Buddhism, and it has helped me a lot in the past. Cheers. Yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm pretty much just like kicking it, hanging out on stream, chatting with the homies. Hello, homies. And gonna drink some kava and fucking just chill because there's really nothing that I can do right now. I can't even take Sate now because there's thunder and she's scared. She's like literally sitting on my feet, and it's kind of annoying me, but like I also don't want to push her away because she's scared. Never seen a Gurren hat before. They're cool. My one of my buddies is one of the people that makes these hats, and he always hands out a bunch of them at parties. And I helped with cleanup at the end of the party, and some people forgot, stuff. So I got to score a left behind hat. I do have. Oh shit, where is it? I do have my other one that I like a lot. But yeah, I kind of liked the orange because it goes with. I kind of have been working on this like high vis outfit sort of thing, so this works with that. But Yosef says it's completely normal to have to figure out yourself again. And again, as you said, that's life, baby. That's what it's all about, rebuilding ourselves constantly. True, true. I'm just kind of in like an awkward stage, like when you're trying to grow your hair out from like totally short, and then there's that awkward stage in the middle where it's like not short enough to do the stuff that you're used to being able to do, but it's not long enough to like style properly, so it just looks funny, and then you wear hats. I'm wearing a hat right now because I got greasy car hair, and it's yeah, it's not great. I need to take a shower or something. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's fine. It feels pretty clean, actually. You know what? It's not bad. I thought I was going to take my hat off and it was going to make me look like a jackass, but it's actually pretty okay. I love to see myself change and have to reanalyze myself. Yeah, that's exactly like you said. That's life. That's a big part of life is just like recalibrating and adapting to change. I don't ever want to stay stagnant. Reboot says, "Have you ever tried tea?" You literally just got here, didn't you? Darren says, "Yeah, that's very nice. Cool story. Also, thanks for sharing that with me." No problem. Cornholio Espanol Ojo. I don't know what Ojo means. I don't speak enough Spanish to like have a conversation in it, but I know enough Spanish to like get directions or like figure out what's going on. Like I can hear most of, I can understand a lot of Spanish, but I don't have like a grasp of syntax yet. Daniel says, "Can you shout out my boy Goose? He's a big fan." What's up, Goose? How you doing? Alex says, "Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah, your hair is fine. Thank you. Did you listen to that new song by Juice World and Extentation? No. Vernon says, "What planet are you? Are you human?" Vernon, put down the ketamine, buddy. Daniel says, "Thank you. I appreciate it." No problem. I really don't do shout outs a whole lot. So, yeah. Because I feel like most people that are trying to get shout outs are just trolling. Vernon just told me to kill myself. Okay, get the fuck out of my chat. Also, it's Pride Month. And that's pretty tough, right? Because it's like it's really it's a really volatile time to be queer in the U.S. and a lot of places, obviously. I don't know if you guys heard about um, a few days ago. My homie was like, "Yo, there's new King of the Hill coming out," and I was like totally jazzed for it because I grew up on King of the Hill. Me and my little brother used to get home from school and watch King of the Hill together. It's very nostalgic. So of course I was stoked. I really like um, fucking. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. I do know his name. I'm just like blanking out on it. Fucking what's his name? King of the Hill creator. I know his fucking name. Mike Judge. That's right. Mike Judge, iconic. So I think Mike Judge isn't gonna fuck up a new King of the Hill, right? So I was stoked. But then yesterday, the guy that plays John Redcorn got fucking shot in his driveway. Like that's terrible. And then as I read more about it, I'm like, okay, so this guy was targeted as a hate crime because he's gay, and it turns out the story goes even deeper. Like they moved from him and his partner moved from their house because it got burned down under mysterious circumstances that was like never really resolved or whatever. And it sounds like they had been experiencing hate crimes from a neighbor in general out there. And then I also, looking a little bit further into it, it turns out that his partner is also trans. So he is like he was in a relationship with a trans man. So like you know, and so they went over to go check their mail at their old house where their house burned down, and this guy came up to them and fucking um, shot him. Um, well, yeah, Jonathan Joss. But like, this guy came up brandishing a gun and was gonna open fire on them, and Jonathan, like an absolute fucking Chad, got in between his partner and the gunman, and he got shot and killed. Like that's fucking crazy, like right at the beginning of Pride Month, like these people were literally just like minding their own, going to fucking go get their mail at their old house, which burned down. Like that story really hits close to home. That's what we're dealing with here in the US. It's fucked up. So any transphobes in chat, that's why I don't fucking respond to you, because you're pieces of shit. You get banned. Um, yeah, it's terrible. Like, it's one thing to disagree with somebody's lifestyle choice that has nothing to do with you and doesn't affect you. Like, that's fine. It's a free country. You can be mad about gay people. But like, they're not doing anything to you, Like, for somebody to go and fucking open fire on people because they're fucking offended, like, that's insane, man. Yeah, it really hit me hard, dude. Because, like, I was so stoked about the new King of the Hill, right? And then that happens, like, right after they announced that shit. Reboot says it's so sad the amount of hate people carry around. It's astounding. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I'm gonna take a look at my money apps here real quick, just in case somebody kicked down. I thought I heard a notification. Oh fuck yeah, Rob! Thank you. Rob kicked down on the PayPal a few minutes ago. Janet kicked down on the Venmo. Thank you so much, Janet, for Satan treats. Oh hell yeah, let's give Satan some treats. It's Satan puppy treat time. Patty N says he was only 59. Wow, yeah, dude. Well, I really like that character, John. For, like, the type of show it is, presentation, right? And the fucking indigenous character voiced by an indigenous queer man, like that. Like, how are they gonna move forward with that, man? Like, I'm sure the cast is absolutely shook too. All right, we got a little puppy dog treat for the Satan. We're gonna lighten the mood a little bit here. Satan, can you tell us how to beat God in a fist fight? Do you know, Satan? I see. She's showing us the technique. You got to grab him with your little paws and chew on his head. Crunch. Good job, Bubba. Crunch. Guess a good girl. Is my chat lagging, y'all? Do I need to get on a different? Do I need to hotspot myself with my phone or something? Let me know. Is it? Are you getting the spinning wheel? Oh, thank you, Peter. I appreciate you, man. I really do. It was, but it's better now. Okay. Let's take a look on the Cash App just in case anybody threw down on that. Your chat is fine. Thank you, Sam. Wow, Jackson is super triggered. Sorry you're offended, little fucking weirdo. Ross says, what in the they, them are you? I think you already know. I think you're just like confusing. Yeah, you can't make requests unless you kick down. Hmm. Yeah, sad story, man. Rest in peace, Jonathan Joss. Damn, that's sad. Wow, a lot of messages held for review. Oh yeah, you can. There you go. Michael says, "Daddy, you're so hot." Thank you. Autumn Smith is on timeout for 24 hours. You can try again tomorrow when you've figured your life out. ZXYX says, "Where's the beer?" I don't drink. Kinda Hunger says, "Timeout." That's right. That's what happens to fucking trolls. Clover says, "Super bummed about Jonathan." Yeah, it's sad, man. Skinwalker says, "How many donuts can you stack on it?" An entire box of Krispy Kremes, dude. Whole box. I think it's 12. Feel free to get down with the kickdown. I'll buy a box of donuts and show you guys on the next live stream. There you go. There's a PayPal. Kick down 50 bucks and I will stack a whole fucking box of donuts right on my dingling, okay? I'll do it on live. We'll do it live. There you go. Fucking throw down. Lemness says, good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Welcome to the Total Chaos Morning Show, where the chaos is total and it's almost never morning, except for other people. Hey, somebody actually might have kicked down. Hey, Janet again. Thank you so much. See what your message says. It's not loading. Yeah, my phone ain't fucking loading, man. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to check on that later. Are we back? Can you guys see me now? The Wi-Fi has been fucked today. Yeah, okay, we're back. All right. Sweet. Yeah, the Wi-Fi has been dropping a lot today, and my reception on my phone isn't so great. So I hope that this isn't. I hope that we're not fucked here. Nice. I'm getting. It's so fucking weird, but like lately, I've been getting just a barrage of phone calls and messages when I'm trying to do stuff. Like when I was taking out the radiator for the first time, like, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I did make a mess, and I just had like fucking fluids all over my hands, all the way up my arms and shit. And like, of course, I get like 6 phone calls, and half of them are important. And I'm like sitting there with like grease all over. Yeah, so right now I'm getting a bunch of text messages about shit that I probably should respond to. I don't want to read them yet because then it'll get, I'll get distracted. But I don't know. Patty says it's actually raining in LA. Yeah, it is. It's raining. It'll probably rain a little bit more too. I feel bad because I wanted to take Satan out to go exercise and take a shit, but she's not going to want to go outside now. Glop says, do you play the guitar? I do. I do play the guitar. Kathy says my Wi-Fi has been screwing up all day too. Maybe the lightning is screwing it up. Nice. I'm getting a little hiccups. I think it might be from the kava. That's funny. I'm gonna do some more. Fuck it. We're chilling. It's getting to be evening time, and I can't do anything else with my car. I don't have work today. I've been fucking busting ass through the weekend, up through yesterday. I haven't had much of a chance to just fucking chill, so I'm just gonna fucking chill, man. This is a chill stream now, baby. I am done, says, thanks, Sam. Glad to be here. I was watching the newest Terminator. Dope. That's cool. I haven't seen any of the Terminator movies. Because when I was growing up, I grew up in a fundamental evangelical home. And we weren't allowed to watch most things. Brandon says, can I catch out any place on tracks, or is it best to get close to where the yards are at? Thanks. Dude, if you're asking me that question on a live stream, you are not ready to even think about hopping on a freight train. Don't do that. I talked about at the beginning of the stream, yard buzzards came into and mentioned it, but yeah, somebody just died falling off a freight train. Somebody that we probably know, at least myself and yard buzzards, or at least know somebody that knows them. But yeah, she fell off a train near Elko, Nevada. Unfortunately, Sam says, I was raised secular, but still no Simpsons in this house. That's funny. What did they have against the Simpsons? I wasn't allowed to watch the Simpsons growing up because of satanic imagery. But like you can say that about literally anything. Blue Collar Grows says, hey, what's up? Nothing much, dude. Just mixing up a cup of kava here. Chilling in the chat. The fucking trolls finally got sick of barraging my chat with bullshit nonsense. Dylan says, I haven't had kava in a coon's age. Is that, like, what does that mean? I'm just, whenever I hear sayings like that, I'm always like, does that have, like, a racist etymology? Like, where does that come from? Where is that saying from? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up just in case. Because I'm sure you don't mean it in a racist way, but if it is, I want you to know. Coon's age origins. Let's take a look. The troubled history of an idiom. Ooh. Let's see. In 1840, the coon was the figurehead of the Whig Party. Unfortunately, many of those negative stereotypes were applied to... Where is it? Dang it. Applied to black people. Oh. It actually refers to raccoons. The expression in a coon's age dates to the early 1800s and to the folk belief that raccoons are long-lived. Okay. References differ, but a wild individual raccoon might live up to 5 to 7 years, average survival being much lower, though probably 2 to 3 years. And in captivity, they can live up to 14 to 17 years, so their lifespan is comparable to that of a dog. In the early 1800s, it's doubtful if anyone knew how long raccoons actually lived, and 2 to 3 years in the wild is not really very long. But raccoon fur is hardy and reasonably durable, which might have given rise to the belief of longevity. Many slang terms use the term coon to mean raccoon. Their black eye mask and nocturnal habits suggest anthropomorphic parallels. So we get the term coon meaning to steal or pilfer, for instance. The word also was used in the 1830s to mean a rustic, a country bumpkin. In 1840, the coon was a figurehead of the Whig Party. Unfortunately, many of those negative stereotypes were applied to black people, hence the derogatory term coon, first used in the 1850s, but more commonly heard after 1890. Some etymologists speculate that the term was used because of the raccoon's dark coloring rather than its real or imagined behavior. Whatever the case, the usage is highly offensive today. Heck, it was highly offensive back then. For that reason, in a coon's age makes many people uncomfortable, notwithstanding its innocent origin. Okay. You might try in a dog's age or in donkey years. That's a British saying, okay. Or in a month of Sundays, which avoids animals altogether. Okay. Well, I don't know. It's interesting to know. I know you didn't mean anything bad by it, Dylan. I'm just autistic and I like to learn where things come from. So yeah, thanks for that. That was an interesting little etymology side quest here. Sam says my mom said I don't want you getting ideas from that Bart Simpson. Really? She didn't let you watch The Simpsons because Bart is a naughty boy? That's fucking hilarious. Did you get ideas from Bart Simpson? Did you start riding skateboards and saying "get bent" to adults? Rob K says, "I'm East Coast. Good night, Corn. Have a great evening. You too, Rob. I appreciate you stopping in. Thanks so much." Schlomson says, "The same reason my parents didn't let me watch Shin Chan." That's so funny. We didn't have Shin Chan in the US until it came on Adult Swim back when I was in high school. Like maybe like later high school, even like 11th grade or so. Jamie Dodgers says, "You look very cool." Thank you. I appreciate that. I am cool. I'm very cool. Slomson Bot Yosef says, "Adult Swim here in Spain, it was shown on TV as a children's show." I know the US is back asswards, dude. It's fucked up. It's really dumb. Um, yeah, a lot of shows that are meant for kids in other countries are like we don't get to see them until they're on like adult channels. So that's why you get a lot of Americans that are into anime that's meant for kids. You know, it's kind of weird. I thought it was great. I mean, I was still like in high school when it came out, but yeah, you know, it's obviously like meant for much younger folks. Billy John says Corn is the coolest and has a good heart. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm a little rough around the edges, but I do mean well. A Love Supremist says we got Ren and Stimpy though. That show was effed up. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was fucked up, dude. I did. That was one of those shows that when I first started watching it, as like I was like maybe 10 years old. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to watch this, man. Like it was on Nickelodeon. Um, yeah, but it yeah. Sometimes I watch Ren and Stimpy again as an adult, and I'm like, how did they get away with this shit, man? Do you like Alice in Chains? Yeah, I like Alice in Chains. Sam says I just recently watched the episodes of Home Movies on Adult Swim YouTube channel. Same deal, kids animation, but kind of for adults. Home Movies is definitely like a show for adults. Like it's a really dry humor. Fucking what's his name? Like Brendan Smalls. He also did Metalocalypse, and he's worked on a number of other shows. Brandon says, I'm catching out in Amarillo to Fort Worth. Do you know if the train will stop in Fort Worth? Dude, if you don't know that, you shouldn't be hopping on a train. Do your research. Billy John says, I wish I could go around the library someday. Well, there's always room for volunteers. Sam says, start building your skills and do training for all the skills, then you'll be ready. Yeah, I would suggest watching some Hobo Shoestring, actually. That's that's how I kind of learned a lot when I was first thinking about riding, but, you know, I didn't actually start riding until I did a lot of research and learning, and I had a friend with a lot of experience take me on my first short ride before I got on cross country ride. So yeah, I am 100% against people hopping on trains when they don't know what they're fucking doing. Somebody died doing riding yesterday. I am an ex-marine survival ex-alert. Okay, I don't care. Oh, I see it. That's a different guy. Billy Johns. Yeah, that's cool. I thought I was responding to the person that was trying to ride a train, because it really doesn't matter like what your credentials are or what your experience is. Brandon says, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many factors, dude. And if you just jump on a random train that's going in some direction, you're probably going to end up in a loading yard, and then you're going to get the cops called on you. Like, there's a much greater chance of that happening, or you're going to end up in a hump yard and, end up in the hospital or run over. I got run over when I was a kid. That's why I'm very, very cautious about riding trains. Yeah, watch some Hobo Shoestring. And as for Billy Johns, yeah, that we don't need survival experts at the library, but I mean it helps during the summer, I guess. The important thing is just coming out to slabs and just helping out. I always tell people to come out, during the winter and hang out for a few weeks to a few months and see how you like it. Just try it out. Serena with pause says, hello, how are you? Also, your piercings and hair look so cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sam says, I saw a guy who rode an empty liquid carriage train, went straight into the factory to load up. Yeah, that's wild, man. Yeah, apparently don't catch empty liquid trains. For real, dude. Liquid is the only word I can think. The dangerous carriages. Yeah, the fucking there's a specific name for those, like the juice cars, or like they carry chemicals and stuff sometimes. It's not a grainer. It's I mean, they're like a grainer is you can put grain in it, obviously, but there's other stuff you can put in. Let me see. Liquid transport freight car. I know there's different kinds. Let's look up different types. Yeah, like the hoppers. There's different types of hoppers, and then there's the tankers, like the oil. I guess they call them hoppers on here too, but I've always known them as being called tankers. They like transport like gas and oil and shit like that. Tank car, hopper car. There's so many. This is just like a very small graph. What is this one? Ooh, this one doesn't have like labels for the types. Anyway, I've been looking at trains for a lot of this stream. Yeah, probably a tanker is what you're thinking of. Billy John says, that's my plan. Just come out for a few weeks, play the range, see how it goes. That sounds like a solid plan, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, solid plan. And there's places to stay and camp at slabs. There's a lot of different options. You can just set up a tent somewhere in the desert, or you can rent out a campsite at Mojo's or a couple of other different places, or you can check in at different establishments and see if they're down to let you set up a tent for a few days if you do some volunteer work or something. Like the library, I obviously can't like speak for the library because I'm not there holding it down right now. But that is something that we do. Mel Parrish Jr. says, what God are you talking about? I think it's the imposter, not really God, but a poser. Why do you say that, Mel Parrish? Do you have inside information on how to beat God in a fight? Because inquiring minds want to know, dude. How do we do it? I am done says, trains are cool. Yeah, they're cool. We like trains. Dylan says, by the way, that library you made is amazing. Thank you very much. Here's hoping that the library stays manned through the summer and everybody's safe and happy, and that there's no more bullshit drama happening. Yeah, like I said, I was supposed to head out there tomorrow, but there's a few issues that I'm running into. I'm not going to be able to. Ooh, yeah, I'm starting to get a nice Cabba buzz. That's pretty fun. My mouth is hella numb. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. Fuck yeah. Chat, tell me about your weekend. What have you been doing? What was the coolest thing y'all did this weekend? Tell me about it. And Mel Parrish, I'm still waiting for your inside scoop on God the imposter versus the real God. Very curious. Inappropriate laughter says, never understood the facial piercing thing. What was your motivation? I don't know, dude. Like, why are you thinking about it so hard? Slumson says, I've been with the girlfriend I live with, just chilling, playing Minecraft with my friends and chatting on the forums. Sounds pretty chill. I like that. Dylan says, I work at a morgue, hence my name. Okay. Dope, dude. So it's unfortunately very eventful. Okay, I got it. I have a friend who used to work in a morgue, and I was following her stories during that time. It looks definitely like an intense line of work for sure. And I watched that TikTok guy that does autopsies and talks about that sort of thing. I think it's really interesting. It's something that I've thought of getting into. I've never like seriously, pursued working in a morgue, but it's been a thought of mine. Inappropriate says, just curious, didn't think you'd be defensive. Actually, it sounds like you're being defensive. Sorry I offended you by answering your fucking stupid ass question in my chat. You can go right ahead and fuck yourself, actually. Dylan City of the Dead says, it's the kids that really make it tough. Oh, dude, I bet. Inappropriate says, you don't offend me and you didn't answer the question. Yeah, I don't have to answer your question, actually. Gelato just got banned. Get the fuck out of my chat. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Sam says, it wasn't defensive. It was the 7 millionth time that question has been asked and answered. Yeah, it's actually like really nice of me to even respond to your question in the first place. So you're welcome. And if you're going to be a thin-skinned little baby about it, then you can get out of my chat too. How would I know? I don't know. Use your brain. I suppose you have one, correct? Also, like, in general, if a question that you're asking can be answered by doing a search online, then it makes you look less stupid to look it up online than just to ask a perfect stranger in a chat that you've just entered. I mean, I feel like I would have the sense to be embarrassed by that, but obviously you don't, so yeah. Also, this is my stream. I can run it however the fuck I want. And I troll trolls. Yeah, everybody knows what you asked, inappropriate. And also, you're dominating my chat now. You're being very inconsiderate to the other people in the chat. Your ignorance has not only shown, but you're like doubling down on it. So I'm actually going to put you on timeout for 24 hours. You can try again tomorrow when you've gotten a hold of yourself and your emotions. Patty N says, I had my eyes dilated for an exam and drove home when GPS misdirected me onto the freeway. Holy shit. Man, you really should not be driving after you have that happen. That concerns me. I'm glad you got home safe, but that's not good. G Money says, "What's the brand name of that mic? It's got range." I have no idea. I really don't know. Tug Dog says, "Do you believe in Jesus?" I don't think you believe in Jesus if your fucking username is Tug Dog. Like, I feel like, unless that means something else, but it kind of seems like you jerk off a lot. That's what I'm getting from that. Tug Dog says, I do believe in Jesus. He doesn't care for my name. Okay. Well, buddy, that's between you and God. Don't bring me into the middle of that. That's, I want nothing to do with any of that. I am done, says Vampire D. Hell yeah, Vampire D is good, dude. Chris Bandit says, all you trolls, fuck off. That's right. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm getting a good Cabba buzz. I think I'm going to do another cup, baby. Hell yeah. Craig Shannon says, hi, is this live? Yeah, this is a live stream on 10 easy ways to beat God in a fist fight. But I've already told the chat all the 10 easy ways to beat God in a fist fight. And chat, raise your hands if that was very informative for you and you learned a lot. Sam knows how to fight God now, which is good because Sam lives right next door to him. Emily says, wait, what? Yeah, you're going to have to wait until the stream's over and go back and watch the whole thing. Sorry, that's how it works. Brimstone Fondue says there's a reason I don't live stream. I mean, you know, I don't particularly enjoy doing this type of segment. Like, the regulars make it worth it, and folks that kick down make it worth it. But yeah, dealing with all these fucking trolls, like, really is quite annoying. It's like, it's worth it, but sometimes it's like almost not, you know? Tug Dog, you need to get right with God before you go and start witnessing to perfect strangers on channels that you've never been on before. I don't know. That's a you thing, buddy. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And you're like one more comment away from getting banned, so tread carefully there, bud. Schlomson says, teacher, I came later to class. You missed it, dude. That's important information. Some people pay big money for my how to beat God in a fight classes. I've had 6 TED Talks. Yeah. Y'all got free information and you missed it. Sorry, dude. Did any of y'all take notes? Yeah, share notes. I need you to tell me the one way that really stuck with you. What was the one tactic that I said that will help you beat God in a fight? Anybody? Carl says, been a long time since I have been able to catch a live stream. How is Satan? Satan's good. She's chilling. Hey, Captain, what's up? Captain says, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go around and around. I really love to watch them roll. Yeah, we're rolling, man. I am done says, gotta go back. Suck to be you, but you need to know the Kung Fu grip punch. Okay. Yep, that's number 1 tactic on how to beat God in a fight. The Kung Fu grip punch. No more explanation needed. That's it. Anybody else? EQRC says he's just trying to win souls to Christ. At least he's not killing people if they don't believe. Yeah, that's why I just put him on timeout for 24 hours. He can try again tomorrow. My main concern with that kind of shit is just like dominating the chat with stuff that nobody cares about. You know, like when you're just spamming the chat over and over again with irrelevant comments, like I just have to put you on timeout, man. You can try again tomorrow. I've met people like that, and you know, I do feel for them. But I don't have time for it. Also, like the whole thing, if you're going into a social setting or like any type of setting with the underlying like goal of winning souls to Christ, like you're doing it wrong. God didn't say anything about that. Jesus never said anything about that. Yeah, it's just like aggressive and disruptive and inconsiderate and just not the right approach. Dave Lowe says twist his dick. All right. Number 2, twist his dick. That's a very important one. And you remember what I said earlier in the stream, because God is very big and he has a very big dick because he's fucking God. You got to get a lasso. You got to get a dick lasso, okay? And you got to get really good with the dick lasso, and you got to get it right over the tip and you pull down real tight, and you just hang the fuck on. And God's going to windmill you like a fucking psycho, you know, and you just got to keep hanging on. So work on your upper body strength, okay? Kick him in the balls. Yeah, you do the ball kicking while you're swinging around his dick. It's very important. That's that's step 2. Anybody else? What's the third step for how to beat God in a fight? Anybody? Yep, the old dick twist. Tried and true. Kung Fu grip punch plus dick twist. And the dick lasso, of course. Jumping kimchi squat. Yeah, that's how you get the Kung Fu grip. You got to do a kimchi squat, which I'm not going to re-explain because it's kind of a more complex step, you know. You gotta have the kimchi, of course. The kimchi is a very important element to this death-defying, God-fighting move. Practice your squats and don't forget your kimchi douche, okay? Because that's going to be very important. And like I said, I already explained earlier in the stream why that's important, how that comes into play. So if you missed it, you're just going to have to rewatch. So that's step 3, okay? Anybody else? What's the 4th step to beating God in a fight? Come on, reprobates. I know you got something for me. Satan says, send a kick down. She needs some cheese and other good shit. That's right, Captain. Thank you very much. If you want to get down with the kick down, there are links in the description. Mr. Big Boss just donated me $2 to tell me to kill myself. Okay. I don't usually ban people right after they kick down money, but thanks for the money, dude. Bye. Yeah, it's Pride Month, y'all. This is the kind of shit that queer folks deal with even during Pride Month on a daily basis. EQRC says, just deny God and you will never see him. Right. Step 5, hurt his feelings. Don't validate him. Don't validate God and you won't have to fight him. Very good. Patty N says, Corn, you have balls. Do I? Chat. How big are my balls? We know I can stack an entire box of Krispy Kremes on my big old ding-a-ling, but what kind of balls do I have? Schlomson says, yes. God is really jealous and infantile. It's easy to do that. Yeah, just offend him. Yep. Step 5, offend God. Turtles Goo says, sorry for that. We shouldn't be mean like that when we say Christ is king. He shouldn't have said that. Yeah, no shit. That's really not cool. And that's very unchristlike. That's why I don't fucking play around with people that come in saying, like, you know, that type of shit, because almost all of them are just hateful bigots. And if you're not, that's great. Happy to have you. Genevieve Flanders says, why is everyone against God here? Just curious. This is a live stream about how to beat God in a fight. Like, you know, man to man. Not like I hate God, but like, you know, if God wanted to have a boxing match or something, you know, on friendly terms. It's like a sparring match. Yeah, we've already got. We're doing a recap now. We got 5 surefire ways to beat God in a fight. So if you missed those, you're gonna have to go back and watch. And yeah, replay crew, go back to the beginning of the stream and watch beginning to end. There's a lot of very important information there that you missed. Janet says, unfriend God. No, that's how you start the fight. You got to unfriend God. You got to take him off your MySpace top 8, and then he'll show up at your house demanding answers. And that's when you hit him with the old dick twist. That's more like how to instigate a fight with God. You guys are hilarious. Cheers. Hey, Captain says, "Don't you dare hurt Satan. She's a sweet pup." Yeah, yeah. Satan is scared of thunder right now. She gets to hide under the table. I'll give her a little treat though. Ha, Satan. Oh yeah, that's step 6 on how to beat God in a fight. You got to bring Satan with, and give her some treats, and he'll be so distracted by how cute she is that he'll forget all about the fight that you guys are supposed to have, and then he'll just end up snuggling Satan. Yeah, we did 2 treats today. Uh-huh. Good job, Satan. Satan tax, that's right. I'm going to take a look at my money apps and see if anybody got down with the cake down. I don't see anything. I'm going to run to the pisser. I'm going to take a piss real quick. So I'm going to set the phone right in front of this. Oh, she already finished her treat? That's crazy, Satan. That's crazy. You're just a little monster, dude. Here you go. Here's some water, Bubba. Satan, come drink water. Look. Drink water, bub. Alright, I'm going to take my mic off so y'all don't have to listen to me piss. I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh my goodness, dog. Oh my goodness, little dog. With a stretch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Alright. Everyone post the finger. That's right. Everybody give me a fucking middle finger for the trolls in chat that are mostly banned. A lot of you just straight up left when I went to take a piss. I was gone for like 2 fucking seconds, man. We're almost at 2 hours. Damn it, Courtney came back too quick. Yeah, I know, right? I am done post. 2 fingers. That's cute. Hmm. Nice. Yeah, I wish I had some cheese to share with Satan today, but I haven't been able to get groceries in a while. I've been literally just like eating fucking microwave rice for days, and it's not great. Um, I'm gonna get a fucking pizza after this. I think I've been dreaming about it for days. So yeah, I'm finally gonna do it. There's this pizza joint really close to here. Oh, this is my last rolling paper. God damn. I'm gonna roll a cigarette and smoke it out on the windowsill and then fuck off and order pizza. Oh, this is the last of my tobacco too. God damn. Damn. And it sounds like I got some kind of notification. I hope it's a kickdown and not another text about some bullshit going on that I really don't feel like dealing with. It could go either way. Schlomp Zion. You got to tell me how to say your name, man. Says, can we get a slice? I would love to share a slice of pizza with all of you. It'd be kind of cool to do like a hangout session sometime. Since I am in LA, there's a few people around the area. It'd be kind of cool to like, do like a reprobate beach party or some shit. I don't know. Just call me Carla or Carrie. Hee. Don't worry, don't worry. No, I want to know though. Like I like to learn how to say names that I haven't heard before. Like, sometimes I meet somebody that's like an immigrant or they have like a really ethnic name that I've never heard in my life. And they'll just be like, oh, it's fine. Just call me like Tay Tay or whatever the fuck. And I'll be like, yeah, sure, if you prefer that. But also, I do want to know how to pronounce your fucking name. I really do. Neon Amethyst says, I always wanted that piercing. Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Go ahead. Go get her done. All right. It's smoking time. Also, I'm going to drink up this kava. This is like my 5th cup of kava right now. I'm not feeling like fucked up, but I'm definitely feeling like pretty buzzed. Which is great because I can't do fucking jack shit for the rest of the day. I'm kind of at an impasse with a lot of things. I'm a little bit frustrated about it, but nothing a little kava and some pizza and some video games won't fix. I think mostly I'm just frustrated because I'm fucking hungry, man. Rice will keep you alive, but it just, it's rice. Like you need stuff with the rice at least. CDRM says, wish it worked for me. Tried so hard. We all got different kinds of brain chemistry. Neon says, eat. Oh my god, you need to eat, please. Yeah, no shit. I've been broke, dude. That's why I've been streaming every day. So if you want to help out, Janet says more in Cash App. Thank you, Janet. I really appreciate that. I didn't bring my phone out here with me, so I can't take a look. Harry Tinkle 2929 says, I made a diss track on you. Sick. Send it to me. Captain posted my PayPal. Yeah, let me grab my phone so I can see if anybody is kicking down. All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a little look-see here. Sam says, guy just messaged me. You're going to bring battery-powered grinder to cut old pipes out of caravan. Interesting. What kind of project you got going on, Sam? I'm curious. Ishan says, I appreciate you ignoring me. No problem, man. I'll just keep ignoring you. Nothing on the Cash App. That's all right. PayPal. Oh, thanks, Janet. Hell yeah. Big time thanks for the coffee and chaos. I knew it would be a hit. Hell yeah. I knew it would be too, but I was like, I don't know if this is the kind of content that I want to be making, but you know, if it keeps working, I'm gonna keep doing it. So if you like this segment and you want me to keep doing these fuck around fucking trolly ass segments, then you know, even just throwing $1 my way helps to kind of validate that I'm doing something that people are interested in and like hanging out. I know a lot of you like to just hang out, and that's cool. So you guys are the reason that I do this. Dimitar says, "Yo, I live in U.S. or Canada or Australia." Okay. Sam says, "Just cutting the old propane oven pipes." Okay, gotcha. You heard about Burzum? Yeah, of course I've heard about Burzum. Um, pretty sure that guy's racist, man. I don't fuck with racists. Who here in chat is a racist? If you're a racist in my chat, go ahead and raise your hand. All right. I don't see any hands. That's cool. Good job. Good job, everybody. Congratulations on not being racist. That's great. I just was hoping they would self-incriminate so I could just ban them outright. Good. Good. We're keeping the house tidy. All right. Oh, speaking of keeping the house tidy, we do have a Discord server as well. And it's the Reprobate Squad House. People hang out in it. It's a lot of fun. Bruzy Boy says hi. What's up? Carrie says, I mean, Varg Vikernes is like a turbo Nazi level 9000. Yeah, that's what I thought. When I first got into black metal back in like early high school, I listened to the entire Burzum discography like once, because I'm the kind of person like when I'm getting to know a band, I just like sit down and listen to the discography like all the way through or whatever. But I haven't listened to them since then. And then obviously shortly after that, I found out about Nazi shit. So yeah. Oh, Captain posted the Discord link, so I don't have to. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. Go ahead and join us in the Discord if you want to. It's a lot of fun. You can talk and hang out with other folks. Oh yeah, I'm on the Discord right now, and Sam sent me some messages. I'll check out your messages after this, Sam. I do see stuff. I just don't. I don't have my phone notifications turned on. I get to seeing and responding to stuff when I can. Billy John says, I'm a 68-year-old white male. I hate racists. Love and let live. Hell yeah, Billy. That's right. A lot of my very good friends are white men. Um, it's you can't choose the conditions of your birth any more than anybody else can, but you can choose to not be a dick. Oh wow, we're almost at 2 hours. That's crazy. And I just got a notification that my new guitar books have come in, so I can start learning some music theory and stuff. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna wait to go pick it up till my new radiator comes in. My second new radiator. I really hope I can get my money back for that one that was faulty. Dimitar says, I don't care about races. I just hate people when they ignore eye contact with me and later they speak about me. I hate that. Well, I'm autistic and I do struggle with eye contact, and a lot of autistic people really, really do. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. If you hate people not making eye contact, then you would probably hate autistic people, unfortunately. So be careful about that. CDRM says racism in the slab. No, it's not. It's not tolerated. It's really not tolerated. Janet says I do struggle with that on the spectrum here. Yeah, it's a struggle. All right. Let's see. Well, eye contact be damned. How many of you are ready to fight God now? Raise your hand if you think you could take God in a fight. J.S. Mizla says, praise Jesus. I don't think you're ready to fight God yet. Carrie says, me. Bruzy Boy says, I love Jesus. You're not ready to fight God. Billy Johns, it's a joke. It's a joke, man. I'm making non-tent. This is non-tent that you're enjoying right now. And if you've been enjoying it, feel free to get down with the kickdown. We are about to, I'm about to head out and order a goddamn pizza because some of y'all folks did get down with the kickdown, and I really appreciate it because I'm fucking hungry. I'm not going to lie. It's been a struggle. It really has. Actually, let's take a look here. Let's make sure I didn't forget to say thank you to anybody. I think I got everybody. Bruzy Boy says, I subscribed. Great. Mitchell and Rachel says, from Rachel and Dad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sam says, 2 more blankets just donated to me. I need some homeless folks to give them to. I'm sure there's some around that will really appreciate that. Galaxy Eyes says, Cornelius, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud for you. You have come a long way and still have a long way to go, but I know what kind of daily struggle and fight you're going through. Proud of you. Thank you, Galaxy Eyes. You know, I'm busting ass out here. And I really appreciate everybody that came in through the chat today and folks that have supported in the past and supported today. You guys are fucking awesome. Seriously. I'm gonna go inside and give Satan some pets. And then, yeah. We're gonna get on with our day or night or morning or whatever. whatever time it is for you, wherever you're at. Before I go, tell me where you are. Like what country, what city, small town, whatever. Tell me where you're at. I wanna chat roll call here. Satan, come here. Hi, Bubba. Satan says, I hope you all have a very good day. Galaxy Eyes is from upstate New York. Billy John's from Alabama. Mitchell and Rachel from Sunshine Coast, Australia. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. CDRM says Panama from the U.S. literally 1/5 of the price. Never leaving. Cool. Yeah, Panama sounds awesome. Janet says, bought you pizza. Thank you, Janet. You're so sweet. What a sweetheart. I'm excited. I'm like, man, I'm so hungry. I'm not even lying. I'm not even like, holy shit. I went to bed hungry last night, woke up hungry, ate a big bowl of rice, and that was not enough. Janet says, talk to you later. Gotta go smoke. Enjoy. Cyber City Rona is from Boonies, Appalachia. That's cool, man. Sick. I love the Appalachians. It's a beautiful country out there. Ayana Kiefer says, you're so pretty. Thank you. Very, yeah. I try. Sam says, I'm down in Vic, Australia, 10:30 a.m. All right. Rise and grind, buddy. Awesome. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate you all. And I hope you have an amazing day. Join us in the Discord server if you want to, the Reprobate Squat House. There's links in the description. And if you are watching this on replay, there's links in the description if you feel like kicking down. You don't got to be a baller to drop a dollar. Yeah. I'll see y'all later. Take it easy, folks.